Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Uma's Lotus Lounge here on YouTube, here live on Meet Me. Hi, guys. Hi, Afro. So, Mercury retrograde ends this week. And of course, it's going out with a bang. I literally had to delete. I had my StreamYard, to YouTube up, and I had to delete it because it just was glitching so bad. And I'm back, I'm here. And we're going to move through it, right? Because we got some important things to talk about today. My topic for today is shadow gratitude, thanking the things that hurt us. All right. And of course, we have our horoscopes for the week for each zodiac sign. We have the astrological insights for the week. And of course, some positive news, though my positive news that also is glitching because I saved them and now I can't find them. So it is okay. Hi, Deborah. It is okay. And we love when the wheels just start flowing. Shout out to Aphrodisiac. He will be getting a reading at the end of this live. I am having some glitches, guys. No worries. I'm having some glitches. But if you were here, I am so grateful and thankful for you. And you know something? I have to tell you guys something. I'm growing in popularity on social media. Thank you to everybody who's following me, watching, even lurking. We're going to talk about that today. But I realize now it's my imperfections. My imperfections is what you guys love. So I'm no longer trying to make this show worthy, Hollywood ready, right? I got the information and that's good enough. I got the information and that's good enough. So we're going to run with it. And yeah, we're going to see what happens. All right. Welcome in, everyone. This is the Lotus Lounge featured show, Uma's Lotus Lounge, live on YouTube, live on Meet Me. So for those of you watching me live, if you see me going back and forth, that's why I'm talking to different people. Let's start with affirmations. If you are watching me live, say hello. And if you say hello, I'm going to give you an affirmation of the day. Affirmation is a positive word. And I feel like people feel like, oh, I don't need a positive word, Uma. I need money, or I need a relationship, or right? We need positivity, guys. There's so much negativity in the world. We need our positivity. So Yako said hi. Here is your affirmation, Yako. You are enough. Release the burden of shame and guilt and self-judgment. You are enough. Cape Verde, I saw you in here. You are aligned. Today, choose to release all beliefs, people, and energies that no longer serve your highest and greatest good. Afro, I saw you in here. You are vibrant. Aphrodisiac, you are vibrant. Honor your boundaries and radiate confidence. Thank you, Cape Verde. For those of you that are on Facebook watching me live, you are open. Your higher guidance communicates with you through ideas. Stay open to receiving messages elsewhere. Those of you that are watching live on YouTube, you are committed. Your fate in the journey is stronger than your doubts and fears. And finally, those of you listening on this podcast, you are courageous. Have the power to create anything you desire in your life. The power is with you. All right. Anyone else want to say hello? You will get your affirmation of the day. It's crazy how everything is just glitching. But we'll move through it, right? Headshot, thank you. You are intentional, Headshot. You are consciously creating a life you love. Yeah, as you guys come on in, say hello, and I'm happy to give you your affirmation before we start the show. All right. Today we're talking about shadow gratitude, thanking the things that hurt us. Gratitude for blessings is easy, right? Gratitude for breakthroughs, super easy. But have you ever thought about being grateful for heartbreak, for disappointment, for endings? What about for people who hurt us? That's where the real soul growth happens. So, we're going to do a collective affirmation for everyone. Let's begin by grounding into the energy of healing and understanding with tonight's affirmation. Place your hand on your heart. Repeat after me. I am grateful for the lessons that shaped me, even when they came through pain. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release whatever you've been carrying today. Let's repeat it again. I am grateful for the lessons that shaped me, even when they came through pain. Deep breath in and exhale. If you're ready to go into deeper gratitude tonight, could you do me a favor? Type "I'm ready" in the chat. Type "I'm ready" in the chat. And if you're watching me live, do me a favor and hit a like. Hold those hearts down. Send those gifts, right? Show appreciation. This week, we are all about gratitude. We have Thanksgiving this week. That's big. That's a big monumental thing. This is a great topic for today. This is a great topic for this week, right? Thank you, Cape Verde. So let's get into the astrology of this week, because we already know most of us are going to be traveling. We're going to be meeting up with family members. You know, I talked to someone today and he was saying that he's not looking forward to his family get together at Thanksgiving. Most of his family, you know, he likes. But there's the few that don't get along so well, right? What's he going to do? So let's look at the astrology of this week and see what is coming up. So it's a big week this week, astrologically speaking, right? According to Google, where I looked this up, 2 major planets have been appearing to move backward, retrograde. They're stopping and they're going forward this week. Thank you, Cape Verde. Think of this week as the moment a car stuck in the mud finally finds traction. It starts slow and messy, but by the weekend, you're moving forward. So there's 2 big events happening this week that coincides with Thanksgiving. Saturn turns direct on Turkey Day, right? Saturn is the planet of structure, career, and responsibility. It's been retrograde for months. So the vibe, you know, Saturn rules Capricorn. Well, what's Capricorn, right? Serious, grounding, productive. And the effect it's going to have, if you felt like your career or long-term goals hit a glass ceiling recently, that pressure is going to begin to lift. Oh, we got a December Capricorn. I'm a January Capricorn. Blocks will dissolve and real world progress becomes possible again. Yes, and we got a Capricorn rising. So with Saturn going direct, those of us, Saturn, you know, Capricorn sun, moon rising, will definitely feel it, but everybody will feel it too. It's going to feel like you're finally making some progress, right? And thank God Mercury ends retrograde. Could we clap it up? I need to get like a clapper. Could we clap it up for Mercury ending retrograde? I am so over these Mercury retrogrades. And you know what's funny? In the beginning, I used to like get myself into a lot of trouble because I used to pop off or be angry or be impulsive. But then I did like a lot of soul healing over the past 16 years. And now it's not even me. Right, Deborah? It's not even me. It's people misunderstanding what I'm saying, taking things the wrong way, and I'm still in trouble. So I don't know. Mercury retrograde is just not good for Uma. But Mercury retrograde ends this week. All right. It's going to end on Saturday. And the brain fog will clear. Misunderstandings, tech glitches, travel delays will resolve. What's the vibe? Clarity. Conversations that were confusing suddenly make sense. So let's look at how this week is going to go for all of us. We're going to get into the horoscopes. Don't worry, you guys are here, right? What I like to do is I like to look at my gifters list, and that's how I kind of start with the horoscopes. So I already know there's a Gemini in first place with the gifters list. So we're probably going to start with the air signs. And my number 2 is an air sign. So we're probably going to start with the air signs. Unless people, uproot them, we're probably going to start with the air signs. So the astrology this week is early week, Monday through Wednesday. It's like the final review, right? The energy is going to be sticky, introspective. Mercury is still in retrograde, so don't try to launch anything just yet. Monday through Wednesday is really good for redoing, rethinking, processing, reflecting, right? And it's also great for deep emotional conversations. Hey, incredible. You can still have miscommunication. So misinterpreting texts, emails, right? Just double check everything Monday through Wednesday. Midweek, Thursday, Friday is when we're going to start to feel the shift, literally on Turkey Day. It's going to be heavy energy, but stabilizing, right? You may feel a heavy weight of responsibility or a sudden reality check. But I find like people are going to be making concrete plans Thursday, Friday. You'll suddenly see exactly what work needs to be done to achieve your goals. This has been really painful for me. I'm a Capricorn, and by now I would have had my December vacation planned out. So every December, my kids, my partner, we all go on a vacation every December, right? But I usually have it planned and paid for and everything before November. Well, life hit. And I refused to buy any tickets, buy anything until after the Mercury retrograde. Because we've been here before, right, guys? You buy stuff during the retrograde, you're emotional, you're not logical, you regret it, right? So I am so glad for Saturday. I have a feeling like by Sunday, I'm going to be booking tickets for our trip. So for those of you that have been feeling that way too, like, I can't make anything concrete, don't worry. By the weekend, you'll be able to. And let's talk about the weekend. Lots of momentum. With both Mercury and Saturn moving forward, the energy will shift from internal to external. So you can sign that contract, buy the things, have that important talk that you want to have with somebody, right? Weekend, save it for the weekend. All right, that is the astrology of the week. Are you guys ready to hear your horoscopes? Put a 1 in the comments if you're ready to hear your horoscopes for all 12 signs. Let's see. We got 1, 2 people. I guess nobody's really ready. I could go into, the positive vibes part of the show. We could talk about positive vibes if you guys want, since no one really wants to get their horoscopes for this week. Let me pull up the positive vibes. Yeah, you got to put 1. You got to spam 1s in the comments. 1s in the comments. And I had this is so crazy. I like everything with this Mercury retrograde. I had it all and then I lost it all. But it's okay. I will find it back. All right, we got some 1s. Here we go. Let's get into the horoscopes. We're going to start with Aries. Do we have any Aries in the house? Aries, are you in the house? Thank you, Kate Verde. All right, Aries, you are on a high horse today, thinking you can look down on people and know better than they do. Oops. You might be right, though, but think things through before you speak your opinions. Remember, Aries, Mercury retrograde is still into effect this week. Taurus, your love language is abundance. You like to feel secure and you like that you can treat yourself, but do so within reason, Taurus, within reason. Gemini, relationships may boost your spirit. However, they can also be a source of jealousy. Watch out, Afro. Try to work out these matters with your boo and peers before it becomes an issue. Thank you for the gifts. Yeah, keep those gifts coming. Cancer, a new daily routine will cause stress at first until you get the hang of it. Enjoy the new energy, even if you need time to adjust to the changes. I love that Sagittarius emoji. I am a Sag rising, so I'm feeling that. I can't wait for Capricorn season. All I want is just everybody to come in and spam Capricorn. I'm such a Capricorn. Just spam all the Capricorn stuff, right? Okay. Leo, your creativity is at an all-time high right now. The planets will bring lovely artistic projects your way, which promise to be exciting and fun. Virgo, do we have any Virgos in here? Virgo, you may feel suffocated in your home, yearning for more spacious accommodations. This may encourage you to declutter and create more space with what already exists. Libra, your truthful nature may encourage you to let go of dishonest friends. Be prepared to be shocked as truths are revealed, which may lead to the demise of relationships. I got a Libra boyfriend. I will be right here to pick him back up. Right? All right, Scorpio. You're willing to take risks today, forgive any losses, and enjoy instead the faith you have in things working out. Sagittarius, we are in Sagittarius season. The cosmos are bringing you extra luck. The flip side is that you may experience anxiety if you don't pace yourself. Word of advice: don't rush, work at your own speed. Oh my gosh. That anxiety is something. Anybody else been having anxiety with just how much good things have been happening? And you feel like, I can't, All right. Capricorn, your subconscious desires, take hold of you, forcing you to rejuvenate your senses through mindful meditation and relaxation. You know what's so funny about that? I've literally said this whole week, I'm going to be doing something nice for myself. Like literally, I'm like, tomorrow I'm going to the hairdresser. Wednesday I'm getting a massage. So that hits for Capricorn. Aquarius, friendships will become the focal point of your day as you find yourself grateful for the bonds that uphold your heart. Right back at you, Cape. And Pisces, your lucky streak at work is on fire now. Yes, sweet Pisces, you're finally getting all the acclaim you deserve on the professional front. Wow. Good news for everyone. Okay, let's move into how did that, for those of you that were listening, be honest, because I scoured the internet looking for what I feel is the best place to get you your your things, your information. So if you feel like that was on point, yeah, we did Taurus. You must have come in late, but don't worry, this is recorded to my YouTube channel, so you can always get it there. Okay. See, this is crazy because I actually just posted something. I literally posted. Okay, here we go. Here is your positive news for the day. A single mom of 6, Michelle Mendez from Virginia, was gifted a refurbished car by Louisa County high school students who spent a year working on the project. The project was made possible through the nonprofit Giving Words with support from Rappahannock Electric Cooperatives, which donated $10,200. This act of kindness brought Michelle to tears as it meant reliable transformation for work and her kids. So this is a picture of Michelle in the car, right? Students made that for her. And it says on there, high school automotive students in Louisa County, Virginia, surprised a single mother of 6 by giving her a fully refurbished car. I love that. It's the feel good things about the fact that in life we have people that are out here doing amazing things. You know what I'm saying? And I always like to pay attention. Like I fill my news feeds, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I fill it with all positive things because I don't need to sit here and watch people hurting each other, people doing craziness, being toxic. I don't need to watch that. I don't need to fill my mental space with that. So I hope you guys do that too. Fill your feeds with positive people, with positive news, positive things, because just like how they have a lot of bad things going on in the world, there's a lot of good things going on in the world too. And you get to choose what you pay attention to. All right. You get to choose what you pay attention to. All right. My topic for today, gratitude, shadow gratitude, thanking the things that hurt. Now, this idea might feel uncomfortable at first, but stay with me. You know, we are talking about gratitude because we have Thanksgiving on Thursday. The truth is, this year didn't shape you through blessings, right? When you think about life, it shaped you through challenges that you overcame. Every time you had someone disappoint you, you had an ending you weren't ready for, the mistakes you made, the heartbreak you didn't see coming. All of these things were your teachers. Some of the biggest growth moments of your life came wrapped in pain, confusion, or loss. Shadow gratitude is the practice of honoring the wisdom inside the wound. So, I'm going to talk about something that happened recently because it's fresh. It literally just happened yesterday. There was this girl or this woman, I have to say woman, that would come to my stream. Like, I've been knowing her since 2022, right? And she was in the spiritual field like me. She's not a yoga teacher. She never got certified, but she practiced yoga, right? So she would come into my stream and she would listen to me talk about all the positive things and law of attraction and whatnot. But then I started noticing a theme. Like I noticed that whenever she came in, she wouldn't say anything. She wouldn't participate. I love when you guys are commenting, gifting, right? Participating. I love that. And she wouldn't. She would just watch me the whole time. Armando, thank you. Right? And I would be like, all right, maybe she's one of the lurkers. I always get people lurking in my stream. Like there's 249 people watching me right now and maybe 2 people talking, right? But I get used to it. Thank you, Takeoff. So what I did notice though is whenever a big gifter come in, someone who really liked my energy and liked what I was doing, and they started dropping like a lot of gifts on me, she would perk up. She would start talking. She would jump in the box, right? She would be doing yoga in the box with like hardly any clothes on. And now this is a big girl by her own words, because she always talked about body positivity and she has a lot of very explicit, right, videos and photos on her IG. I don't follow her. No. Do I follow? I don't think I follow her because she did reach out to me on IG. I have to check. I don't, because after I saw it was very sexually explicit, right? So I was like, that's not my vibe. That's not my energy. So she would come in here and then she wouldn't say anything. She would only jump in the box when there was like a big gifter. And usually it's a guy. So a lot of my male big gifters would end up going to her stream. And I'm like, that's fine. You know, I can't compete because I'm in a relationship and I'm not about to dress scantily on here to get a couple of gifts, right? Like if you guys gift me, it's because you like my vibe. You like my energy. You like what I'm saying. You like being here, right? Lily, thank you. So this girl And like a year ago, we had it out because there was this guy on the apps, and I've talked about him before, right? He called ice on me. He was make racist remarks towards me. He would like harass me. He would stalk me. I did report him to the app, right? Love you too. And the app never did anything about it. Well, last year he had come into my this is before all the harassment and stalking. He came into my stream and he was talking about overweight women. And he was talking about overweight women are lazy, right? Oh, you got to tell me about it. And talked about he was talking about overweight. Now, the girl I'm talking about, like I said, she's overweight. She's really overweight, but she carries it well because she's very proud of her body, or so she says on social media. So when he was in my stream, he was talking about, overweight women are lazy and this and that. Now I'm overweight, guys, but I'm not that bad. Like I can stand up right now and show you guys I'm not that bad. But I still felt like I should be a voice for the women who are overweight. I felt like as a woman, I should defend women, especially women that are bigger than me, right? Which one are you talking about, Lily? Who are you talking about? So I'm like trying to defend women. I said, you're a man. You don't know about women's bodies, especially what happens to a woman's body after they've had a child. And there's women in perimenopause and menopause. There's like a lot of reasons why women are overweight. Like, don't just automatically assume they're lazy, they can't get to a gym, or they're not watching what they're eating. Exactly, Armando, right? So she's defending him. She likes what he's saying. And I'm like, do you not understand what he's saying? So I said to her, I said, he's talking about you, right? That he would never date a woman like you because he finds you to be lazy. Now, I don't know how some women hear certain things. She got mad at me, right? She got mad at me. And then she started body shaming me, talking about my body. Now, here's where there's like a disconnect. I am a woman in my 40s, and I even did a lot of videos talking about my discomfort with how my body is changing. I got a double chin, I got some big arms, I got a belly, right? And I do work out and I do eat right and I drink lots of water and I get lots of sleep, but the weight is still here. Well, I found out a year ago that, I'm in the perimenopause stage. So my body's changing and it's going through the natural changes. So once I understood that's what it was, I started loving on my body. I even did this November, the body gratitude. If you go on my TikTok and my IG, you'll see all my pictures where I took pictures of my legs, my arms. And I was like, I'm proud. I'm proud because I understand now what's happening. But a year ago, I didn't know what was happening. I was very self-conscious about my body. Now, she throwing me under the bus about my body, I was like, why would you body shame me? You preach to women about loving your body and this and that. She's like, well, you did it first. I said, no, I never told you anything about your body. I said, that's what he said. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, that you're defending a man who's saying these things about a woman like you with your body. Why are you saying it and taking it like me? I'm saying it. So after that, she just was like, I guess she felt called out, right? And she just kept like harassing me and like making all these remarks. And like, it just got really ugly. And I said to her, I said, I see you now. You're not love and light. You're not spiritual, right? You pretend to be these things, but you're not. So I blocked her from my stream and I went on with my life. This happened last year. A couple months ago, she came back into my stream. I don't know if it was on a new account or whatever, but there was no purpose to her coming to my stream. She just came in to tell me that she was doing well in life. I was like, okay, right? We're not friends. You're somebody who visits my stream or used to from time to time. I don't know why you're coming to me to tell me this. And she didn't come in to ask how I was doing or to chat. She just came in to tell me that she was doing so wonderful in life. And I was like, okay. And I carried on the conversation because I was talking to someone else and she left, or so I thought. I don't know. Well, anyways, why am I bringing up all this old stuff? You guys are like, Uma, get to the point. We want to get our zodiac messages, right, for the week. I'm getting to the point. Yesterday, I had one of my top gifters come back into my stream. He used to gift me a lot back in the day. And we were just cutting up and joking and laughing and whatever. And then we talked about her because he had left my stream to go to her stream. And then he came back. So her name came up yesterday. And I said, oh, yeah, that's the girl that you said is all about the money. Because that's what he said. He said that he stopped going there because every time he went to her stream, she was just always asking people for money, begging for money and begging for gifts, asking for gifts. And he was like, I'm over it. So he left, right? Well, I heard this from somebody else. I heard this from another female who said that she literally asked the female to pay her bills. And that female was like, yeah, no, I'm out, right? I'm out. So it's not one person I've heard it from. It's a couple people that said that she's about the money. So I get that. I was like, okay, yeah, she's about the money. This is where it gets interesting. All of a sudden, she pops up into my stream, all of a sudden, and says, oh, I was just coming to, tell you, I was coming to invite you to do a collaboration with me. And I come in here and I hear you talking about me. And I said, yeah, actually, we were talking about you. Cause like, what am I going to do? Lie about it? No, we were talking about you. That's so weird that you just pop up in my stream. And she's like, oh yes, I just popped in here synchronistically, right? To ask you to collaborate. And I said, BS. I'm going to call BS on that. All right. It sounds more like you keep lurking in my stream. You're probably in here right now. And I'm talking about you. You're probably lurking in my stream. You heard this man mention your name. We talked about you. You didn't like it. You wanted us to stop it. So you popped right up and gave away, your lurker status. Well, she sends me a message on IG and she tells me, she's like, I sent you a message on IG. I was like, okay, I'm not going to check it. I'm busy. I got things to do. So I check it today, right? After like 24 hours, no, 12 hours have passed. It's the most passive aggressive message I can get. It was all like love and light. Uma, I just want to tell you that I appreciate you so much. I've learned so much from you. And, you've taught me law of attraction and my life is amazing. She keeps reminding me how amazing her life is. And everything's going so great. And I owe it to you. Thank you so much. And I said to her, here's the thing. And here's where I bring my topic in, right? Shadow gratitude, thanking the things that hurt. I said to her, you can fool some of the people some of the time. You can't fool all of the people all of the time. I said, I know who you are. And not for nothing, I'm psychic, right? I know what you're doing. I know what games you're playing. You're only playing yourself. So you can take that fake gratitude and shove it, right? I'm not interested. I'm interested in people that are authentic, transparent, vulnerable, honest, right? I'm not interested in anyone who is just trying to put on a show for the gram or who has an inflated sense of ego. So I bring this topic up today to talk about the fact that she did hurt my feelings a year ago when she targeted my body. She tried to body shame me in my own stream in front of my own people, but I didn't let it get me down, right? Because I could see her for what she is and what she was. So, how does this relate to you? I want you to think about these things, right? Maybe you had a breakup that forced you back to yourself, or disappointment that redirected you. Maybe you had a job loss that opened up a new path, or a betrayal, as in my case, that taught you boundaries. Whatever that emotional breakdown, right? That became a breakthrough. When we can say, thank you for what you taught me, even if I didn't like how the lesson arrived. If she had said that to me, I think I would have had more respect for her. But it wasn't that, right? It was still that fake love, fake gratitude, right? But if she had said, you know what? I learned a lot from this interaction. Thank you for what you taught me. Even if I didn't like how the lesson arrived, I would have had more respect for her. That's when you spiritually graduate, right? Gratitude becomes not just a feeling, but a level of consciousness. This is the gratitude that can transform your life, your relationships, your vibration, your manifestations. Because gratitude for the shadow heals the shadow. So I want you to think about this. You can journal it. You can write it down. You could speak it out loud. You could put it in the chat if you want to. I want you to think about this. What hard moment from this year secretly shaped you for the better? If you feel safe enough, you can drop it in the chat. If you don't, that's okay. You know, write it down for yourself, but have an awareness. There was a hard moment from this year that secretly shaped you for the better. Once you pinpoint what that is, give thanks for it, right? I'm so glad I got through that. I'm so glad I came through that. I am so glad to be on the other side of that. I am grateful. These things can shape your path forward. Okay? That's my topic for today. Now that our hearts are open and our spirits are tuned in, let's see what the cards have to say for each zodiac sign. My number one gifter is Aphrodisiac. So he is a Gemini. We're going to start with the air signs. Do we have any air signs in here? Gemini, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Let's go. All right. Well, I do start with Aquarius. Aquarius, you got destiny and foundations and achievements, right? This is amazing. These two cards are really good. It says pretty much, Aquarius, you guys are having a fabulous week this week. Absolutely fabulous, absolutely amazing, because you're on the right path. And whatever steps you're taking now, you're taking it for the future, you know? You're like building a foundation. So Aquarians, I feel like energy is going to be really good for you this week. Now, Gemini, that Mercury is getting to you. We have emotional withdrawal, right? And shadow. So things might be coming up. Things might be coming up for you to heal. And I would say, Gemini, embrace it. If you find like you're kind of impatient with people, or you're just having like these microaggressions or anger towards people, receive that, right? And be like, okay, there's something here for me to look at. What is it? And then go into that. So be aware of your shadow side coming out this week, Gemini. And that emotional withdrawal, you might be just feeling to be alone. You might not want to do Thanksgiving with family. You might just want to be home by yourself, right? I have a Gemini moon, and I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm thinking this Thanksgiving, that's probably what it's going to be like for me. I'm really 90% sure. I got my man. We could order in some Chinese food, right? Get some movies, bang out. It's going to be a great day. All right, Libra. Libra, you have the authority card, which is the Emperor. You're getting very organized, and passion ignited. I feel like Libra, you are getting very organized about your path forward. It's definitely giving like career related, but also, you know, that passion ignited is about a dream that you want to manifest. So I feel like you're taking concrete steps towards a dream that you want to manifest. All right. We're going to see some headway there for you. All right. Let's get into what's the next sign we're going to do. What is the next group of signs? We did the air signs. Nicholas says he's a Pisces. Let's go ahead and do the water signs. All right. Water signs, Pisces. Pisces, you have love coming in this week. We got the spiritual union card. All right. And transformation. Wow. Transformation. So that tells me that you are, I feel like, because this is a general message for everyone, right? If you want your own message, spin a wheel like Afro did, spin a wheel and you get your own message. But generally for Pisces, I feel like this is two parts. Some of you are experiencing self-love this week. That's why you have that transformation. And some of you are experiencing transformations in your relationships, but they're both for the better, right? So I would say keep on keeping on, Pisces. You're in a good place. You're in flow right now. So allow that flow to continue. All right, Cancer, you got throat chakra. You have a throat chakra opening and partnerships and alliances. So that tells me, Cancer, that you're speaking up. And because you're speaking up, you're attracting the attention of others to help you. Now, some of you, the help is coming in the form of help from a person, right? Like a mentor. And then for some of you, it's help from the other side, spirit guides, help, and whatnot. But basically, the answer here is to keep speaking up and speaking your truth. All right, Scorpio. You got an opening of the crown chakra. Wow. Got all these chakras opening. And movements, choices, decisions. You're going to be making a choice this week about wanting to move or create change in either your career or your home life, right? And that is in alignment with your spirituality, because the crown chakra has to do with spirituality. So I feel for those of you that are Scorpio, that's what your message is, right? You're having some sort of change come around, and listen to the changes, right? Be guided by them. That is for Scorpio. Andrew, thank you. Yep, we already did Gemini. You can catch it on my recording. So now we have the earth signs and the fire signs. Who do we go to next? Do we have a lot of Capricorn, Taurus, Virgos in here? Or do we have a lot of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in here? Fire. All right, we got the fire people. Yep, I see the Sag in there. All right, let's start with Aries. Aries is the first of the fire signs. Aries, you got disruption. Woo. And suffering in silence. Whoa. Aries is having a rough go of it this week. I feel like the disruption tells me a tower is falling down. Something is going to just shake your world, Aries. And it's going to cause you some pain. I would say don't be alone. If you have trusted friends, a spouse, family members, reach out for help, because whatever this tower is coming down, I feel like it's something significant, and you don't want to just be that tough person. You know what, Aries, all I hear is like somebody telling Aries, I told you so, and they absolutely don't want to hear that, right? But Aries, put your ego to the side, get the help that you need. Don't deal with this alone. All right, Leo, you got the truth card, Leo. And material and spiritual prosperity. You're seeing a truth of a situation and you're moving differently because of that truth you've seen. But how you're moving differently is leading you to success, right? Material and spiritual wealth. So this is looking like a great week for you, Leo. Keep following your intuition, trusting your gut instincts. You are on point. And then finally, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you got the root chakra. You are building foundations that are going to lead to prosperity, right? So whatever work you're doing this week, Sagittarius, I feel like it's going to be that kind of work without pay, right? Like if you're an entrepreneur, there's a lot of times, like 80% of your time you're spent doing work, and then 20% of the time you get paid. And you're hoping as an entrepreneur that the 20% is able to pay for 100% of the thing. That's what this week is going to do. Keep at it. Keep doing what you're being called to do, because it's leading to something bigger for you. And finally, let's go to the earth signs, Capricorn. And Afro, are you in here? You are my person to get a reading. Thank you so much for your wheel. Capricorn, you are also having your shadow side come up. You got the shadow card facing your shadow work needing to be done, and memories of love. This is the past. So I feel like this is going to be a week for Capricorns where they're going into their insecurities or the things that are holding them back, you know? And I feel like this is saying, address these fears, Capricorn. You're looking to break free. And the only way you can break free is by addressing the things that are still sometimes even secret to you, subconscious stuff, right? All right, Virgo. Virgo, you get heartache and loss, oof, and triumphant success. I feel even though you got the heartache and loss card, I feel like this is a positive thing, Virgo, because you're moving on from something that should have like caused you pain, should have caused you sadness, but you're looking at it from a different light and you're receiving it and you're accepting it. So this week, it's all coming down to your mindset and how you look at things, Virgo. All right. And then finally, we have Taurus. Taurus, you got trapped in fear. And you also got patience and planning. So I feel like Taurus, you're kind of like in the same boat as Capricorn. You guys are, or Sagittarius, I mean, you're both making plans for something bigger in life, but it's not quite here yet. And you're wanting to go into fear mode or fear mindset, but your spirit guides are saying, don't do that, right? You're on the right path, but it takes patience. Keep doing what you're doing and your rewards will come. That is the message for Taurus. All right. It's a 1K wheel. If anybody wants their own message of the week, you can spin it now. We have a couple minutes left before we end the live. I just want to thank everybody who keeps coming to the show. I've been a featured show host now for 4 years, and it's always amazing that you guys keep turning up, keep wanting the readings, keep wanting to hear about the week. So thank you to everybody who does that. Afro, are you in the building? Because he's the only one that sent a wheel, so he does get his own reading. But for everyone who's watching on YouTube or listening on the podcast, I want to thank you for sharing this hour with me. And just remember, gratitude isn't just for the good times. Gratitude becomes powerful when you can bless the storms, the lessons, and the parts of the journey that broke you open. Every challenge shaped you into who you are today, stronger, wiser, and more aligned. And as always, each and every day, you are the lotus flower rising through the mud to share your beauty with the world. May peace, love, and light guide your path today and every day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.